Hey everybody, Corey Levine coming to you from the Harold Feinstein Photography Trust, and today we're going to be looking at another one of Harold's prints, which is hanging at Galerie Thierry Béguignon in Paris during Graciously Yours, the solo Feinstein exhibition happening from now through the summer. And with me today I have a very special guest.
Hi everybody, my name is Shannon Pelletier. I'm a current photography student at the New Hampshire Institute of Art. I am also interning here at the Harold Feinstein Photography Trust for the summer, and I'm very glad to be here.
Yeah, so Shannon and I think, are both photo students in a way. And as we look at these prints, we're doing our best to analyze them and share our thoughts with you as a way to help understand these works of art. So today, what we're looking at is this print here. The image is called Man Smoking in Diner, and it was taken in 1974 on West 14th Street in Manhattan, in New York City. So it's one of Harold's striking street photographs. And this print is an 11 by 14 print. Let's see, what do you have to say about it, Shannon? What do you think what do you notice when you look at this print?
The light that's caught in the smoke is very visible, and it helps my eye travel around the photograph. Mm-hmm. And also the rays of sunlight help my eye move as well. And I feel as though the lines in the table and the rays of sunlight and the wood paneling, they all come together perpendicularly, and they kind of meet at the subject, and they give so much attention to him. I feel like my eye is directed to him from these surrounding objects, so the environment is very catering to the subject. Mm-hmm. In such a organic way.
Yeah, I agree, and I note the lines as well, that the wood paneling, the grooves in the side of the table, and those rays of light. I think you make a really excellent point that they all kind of meet up right around here. Where I think that creates a real focal point, sort of on that left third of the image. I also, when I look at this, when I note the striping, which is a really common visual motif, particularly in Harold's work, we see it in many of his images. But what stands out, I think, of that element most to me is not so much the rays of light themselves, but the space between them, where you can see these dark lines kind of beaming down in between where the light is illuminating the smoke. And those sort of darker lines are what really kind of catch my eye and draw me toward that subject. So, I absolutely, I think there's an element to this photo where you have to discard the idea, the context around smoking and what that means, and it's something that Harold has commented on in the past, where he's noted that it's kind of a pity that things like smokestacks and cigarette smoke are so destructive, because they're also so beautiful and visually enticing. And in this image, to me, it creates a real immediacy. It's so evocative, and it overlays the entire image with almost a filigree or a lace-like pattern, mm-hmm. That make it very hard for the eye to resist. It makes it very compelling.
And it's so instantaneous also to have the smoke so stuck in motion. Mm-hmm. It's just such a quick instant, him blowing smoke from his mouth and it traveling throughout the room. Like, that's so short-lived, mm-hmm. and it's just such a quick moment, and Harold certainly got it.
Yeah, agreed. There is a lot of movement and motion sort of captured, and I absolutely agree. I think your note about the delicateness of the smoke is well taken, and to my mind it really contrasts with the figure, and if you look to his face and the texture, under his chin, his neck, along his cheek. I mean, to me this figure almost looks as though it's cast out of stone. It's almost sculptural, and when I look at this image, it feels to me as though this man has been sitting in this diner forever and will always be sitting in this diner, and is kind of this timeless, statuesque, subject and figure, and has been there and always will be there.
Mm.
We'll also share with you a look at some of the contact sheets from the roll of film that this image came from. We'll include those in the video, and we hope you enjoy that. I think the other important thing to note about this photo in particular is that while it was shot in 1974, it actually wasn't really discovered and printed until the late 80s, around 1989. And Harold wrote about this in his blog, and we'll make sure to link to it in the comments. But this image was discovered by Harold along with his wife Judith Thompson, who were reviewing old contact sheets at the time, and Judith said, pointed to this image and said to Harold, "I can't believe you haven't printed this." So, and now it is one of Harold's most popular images. So, it's an interesting example of how photographs can take on new life and new meaning in the years after they were taken. And we hope that you'll come back and join us again next week as we continue the Harold Feinstein Studio series. We're taking a look at all of the images that are hanging currently during Graciously Yours, which is the solo exhibition at Galerie Thierry Béguignon in Paris. And we hope you enjoy this little behind-the-scenes look. And be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.